Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Tuesday morning horoscope for this week ahead. We will be discussing the few days leading up to Saturday's total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. This is going to be the very last eclipse in Sagittarius for in this way for another, I think, like 18 years. So really milk what we're supposed to learn about changing our perspectives over the next 6 months. Okay. Okay. I do have this stuff written out. I'll probably digress a lot, or hopefully not too much, but there's just a lot. This week is called Unfinished. Hi, welcome. This week is called Unfinished Karma. Primarily, like the gist, the TLDR version is that this week leading up to Saturday is a lot of the past. Is this crooked? I'm sorry. Um, it's a lot of the past. I'm sorry. It's a lot of hi Letha, welcome. Hey Joseph and Anna Lized. I never know how to say that handle. I think it's Anna or Anna. So it's going to be a lot of the past, and when I mean the past, I mean that you're going to be thinking and feeling a lot, maybe even talking to people from the past, but it's bringing you up to right now. So you're thinking about everything from the beginning, everything you've been through, everything that's brought you to this moment in time before you just start this whole new thing, this whole new brand new world for yourself, okay? Okay, let me just stick to my script here. Okay, unfinished karma. This week leading up to Saturday's total solar eclipse in Sagittarius has us thinking about it from the very beginning, through everything, through it all, bringing you to right now at this moment in your life. Since May 26th of this year, 2021, we've been breaking apart what our minds previously thought this was going to go. That was the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. So that was an ending, a pulling apart energy. So since the end of May, we've been pulling apart our ideas about something very specific to however this is playing out in our lives. We're understanding more of what's come full circle for you personally since 2003 and 2012 specifically. Oh, thanks. Hello, Raymond. Welcome. Since 2003 and 2012, or even since 2001 to 2003. When you think back to those years, look for where the negativity was coming through in your life. Those are energy leaks. They are disempowering. And in this case, it's in the mind because it's the Sagittarius Gemini axis. So thinking negatively or pessimistically, or making assumptions due to low self esteem in your mentality, or even just suffering from weak attitudes that cause you to give your power away to the loudest voice in the room. Okay, so it's like, where have we been thinking a certain way, adopting a certain belief system and ideology, because of whatever? Maybe we were insecure, maybe we had low self-esteem, maybe it was our parents, or it was the cool kids, and we're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like this, whatever it was. It was just like not our personal truth. And this is another thing, this is a very subjective closeout. So everyone's gonna have like a different personal truth. And I mean, that's okay. I need to just stick to this. Okay, where was I? Sorry. This will activate karmically in your evolving being, in your relationships, how you show up to your own life every day, and in the other realms governed by Sagittarius and Gemini. And I further illustrate this in the Night's Chair over on Patreon. So Saturday, I'll do our little live stream here, then I'll go to Patreon and break this down further for every single person individually. So here's the thing, is that even people that don't have, they say they don't have a spirituality, they don't have a belief system, they don't mess with it. Everyone does. Everyone has a spirituality. We're talking about emotions here. What emotions are you living in? And how do you live your day moment to moment? What mentality are you in? What attitude are you in? And how are you feeling about yourself and about your own life? Okay. So personally, I'm going to share some things that kind of stuck out for me personally as a Capricorn. 2001 to 2003. So this is the last time we had the Gemini Sagittarius eclipses. I personally withdrew from public life. I stopped going to school due to an overwhelm of psychic attacks. So when this started, I just like disappeared from like daily life. I was going, I think I was like in high school or something. But I stopped going to school. I just, my energy just went totally inwards. And so for Capricorns, this is the 12th house of secret sorrow, self-undoing. It also governs like ashrams and meditation centers and anywhere where people go, rehab, prison, anywhere that's away from the public. And so that was very literal. Like I withdrew from the institution that I was going to, which was school, public school. Withdrew from public life, stopped going to school due to psychic attacks. And the 12th house is also spirituality. It's also how you communicate with the higher realms. It's your higher self. It's soulmates. Um, but it's psychic energy. It's another psychic thing. So my abilities were expanding, and I had to learn how to deal with them. I met my mentor, this was the mentor that was on Oprah, and he's like a past life regressionist, and like, but that's what brought me to him. I also, during those years, I met one of my soulmates, and God bless him, you know. And destiny brought Gia into my life, so it was extremely karmic for me personally. So look back to the fated and most important people and events and situations and decisions that you made from 2001 to 2003. That's when it started. Because in 2012, it was like this peak experience for you. 2012 was like, it was full, the nodes flipped to finish out the cycle, which is fully culminating now. So something also should have happened in 2012 that was very significant in you shifting your mentality and how you're seeing life, how you're living your life. Um, so in contrast, for me as a Capricorn in 2012, I kind of like re-entered public life. I personally, I'm like such a hermit. And it's weird because I always dated people that were like the center of the universe. They're always like very popular, like social people. And I'm like such the opposite. So it's like I always find the people that kind of balance me out. In contrast, in 2012, I re-entered public life. I was acting more. I got more acting work. I split with the soulmate. We broke up. I traveled internationally. And another thing about 2012 is that's when I got on Instagram. So here we have, 8 or 9 years later, and I'm in life again. I'm showing back up for the public and connecting with other people. So it would have been a major change for you too when looking at the bigger themes of energy and karma operating through your life. So but what was it for you? What were you changing your perceptions about? Sagittarius is also travel, it's also bigger philosophies, but the Gemini energy is like getting the details and getting more information in. So, okay. We are now finishing this 18-year cycle with the benefit of having the lived experience of these old stories and the lessons taught to us since then. So, if you were alive during those years, if you were like an adult during those years, if you were, I was a kid, but like if you were a kid and you remember the big things that were happening in your life during those years, what was it? What was the dominant influence? What was getting you to think differently? And what are you now seeing was that was a great thing I did, or that was a horrible mistake, or I paid those consequences for X amount of years. What was it? What were the consequences of you making decisions in your life based on your ideology, your spirituality, your beliefs, your belief systems? Okay. You are ready. You're getting more ready this week to begin approaching life in this new belief about your life and believing a new story about yourself. So this week is like a retrospective, catching you up from 18 years ago till now and kind of culminating like, what have I learned? What beliefs, what can I keep from all of those years, and what do I need to really let go of and really discard? And it did not serve me to think this way. It did not serve me. And that's the thing, we all, even if you don't believe in like a lifestyle or a spirituality. You live it every day. You live your belief system. You live your spirituality every single day. So you might as well choose it. You might as well do it consciously. Guys, okay, so your subconscious is 88 to 95% of your mind. And I say that because I saw it in a meme that it's 88%, but then I did my research and I looked and some websites say it's 95% of your mind. But anyway, it's 88 to 95% of your mind, your subconscious. So you guys have heard me talk about that before, that your subconscious kind of runs everything. That if you're consciously trying to make a change in your life, and you keep running into these roadblocks and obstacles and it doesn't work and it doesn't work and it doesn't work, it's because you haven't gone into your subconscious and reprogrammed that subconscious. And that's programmed from your mother's last trimester in pregnancy to when you're 7 years old. That's when the programming of the subconscious takes place. You know that feeling when you're just waking up or just falling asleep? If you see something, it like really affects you, really shocks you, really scares you. That's what life feels like to all of us until we're 7 years old. That's why kids freak out over, like, the littlest things, because to them, it's just like they're half awake, half asleep, and that's a theta brainwave state. Very, very impressionable. So, when you're trying to consciously using the 5 oh, mother of pearl, hold on. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, okay. Sorry, this call tried to come in. Okay. Whew, so you consciously use the 5% of your brain to try and make a decision, do something different with your life. And it doesn't work because that subconscious doesn't approve of that resolution, doesn't approve of these changes. It's like this. It's like everyone's a mirror, every relationship is a mirror. Your whole reality is a mirror reflecting what that subconscious is saying. So if I'm looking in the mirror and there's something on my face, I wouldn't try to wipe the mirror. If I wipe the mirror to get something off my face, it's just not going to work. That's what it's like. So you have to change your subconscious you have to wipe it off your face to get rid of the reflection of something on your face. I hope that makes sense. Okay. That wasn't too bad of a digression. Okay. So this week leading up, like, let's take me back to the start. Let me think about the whole shebang. Okay. After Saturday, we'll show you a whole new world of possibilities. This week leading up to the eclipse is a lot of playing back the highlights reel and being able to discern with wiser eyes the unfinished karma you are living out that you have with yourself first and foremost, and then the unfinished karma you have with others. Remember, karma is just the law of cause and effect. It's just equal energy exchanged. There's no such thing as a universe or a God that punishes. Okay? It's not personal. It always feels like that. But that mentality, I'm being punished, that mentality is for victims who want to feel persecuted by life and by the world and choose to feel sorry for themselves instead of taking responsibility for their energy. The universal laws are the same for all of us. We are all held to this. Every single one of us gets what we've earned and are constantly earning what we will get next. Okay. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but like it's just the truth. And this is for all of us. These are not laws that just apply to a class of people and don't apply to another class of people. This applies to everybody. It's just energy exchange. So, karma I wouldn't even consider it a belief system. Astrology is not a belief system. Astrology is like a freaking science. Okay. So, yeah. So after Saturday, there's a whole new, don't limit yourself, like don't keep it like super fenced in because there's a lot opening up. And actually the month of December, the monthlies are coming out December 1st, and it's going to be, December. We're really ending the year with a lot of change. So there's still a lot. We're talking about the week leading up to the eclipse. There's like a whole other life on the other side of it. So, So yeah, just remember that about karma, that it's just energy for energy. It's really not personal. So you're always writing new karma, by the thoughts you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're saying, and you're finishing out old karma. Okay. Okay. So your attitude determining your lived experience is what the Sagittarius Gemini stuff is about. So the more you can lean into having a healthier attitude and mentality, the more you're going to get. Like the better everything's going to be for you. Not toxic positivity, not being too hard on yourself. And so, did you guys know that when there are let's say there's two caterpillars? Because here's the thing, like everyone's going to have their own separate truth, their own separate belief system, and how they want to like live life and what they think life is and how they believe life should be lived. Let's say you have two caterpillars. This is a TikTok sound, by the way. Two caterpillars, and they're both on the ground. They're the same. They go into a cocoon. One caterpillar can turn into a butterfly, but that other caterpillar can turn into a moth, and you don't know which one's which. I don't even know if they know when they go into the cocoon what they're going to be. But one is diurnal and the other is nocturnal. So if you're compatible with someone as caterpillars and you go through a change and a transformation of your ideology and your beliefs, and people don't grow with you or you don't grow with them, or it's like, then one of you is a moth and one of you is a butterfly. And there's no judgment. Like moths are freaking awesome. Okay. So it's like, it's not about one's better than the other, but we're going to see a lot of that in December. We're going to see a lot of like really passionate violence because of these very strong ideologies. So let's start with, here we go. Tuesday. Okay. Today, November 30th. So the sun is at 8 degrees of Sagittarius, trining Chiron in Aries, and sextile Saturn in Aquarius. So today, Tuesday, this is a very strengthening energy. Okay, so a little recap. So over the weekend, there was a quarter moon in Virgo on Saturday, and then yesterday, Monday, there was a lot of stuff happening. There was Mars trining Neptune, Venus sextiling Neptune. Okay, one little thing just to give you some context for Tuesday. So the quarter moon Saturday, still, it's like you had to adjust, almost like accepting something, some sort of acceptance energy. But Monday was a little bit, that could have been, here's the tricky part, and you guys always hear me talk this way about Neptune, is that yes, it can be very healing, it can be very creative, it could be very spiritual, but it can also be deceptive. And here's the tricky part, is that people could be deceiving themselves and not even know it, not even think of it that way. Of course, people can be like outright deceptive, but it can also be that it's just like rose-colored glasses where you believe what you want to believe, and someone sees that you want to believe. So they give you 5%, they give you 10%, they give you a little bit because they see that you want to believe, and they let you and your belief do the rest of the work or emotional labor. Wow, I see they really want to think this. I see they really want to believe this. So I'm going to give them a little bit of crumbs. And their faith, their belief, their wanting to believe will take them the rest of the way there. So I would be careful over the weekend about what you want to believe, what you want to I would actually, the whole month of December, kind of actually going into the eclipse, it's just there's so much that's still unknown, and more will be known in just like as we get into more in December. But over this past weekend, coming off of the quarter moon, coming off of the partial lunar eclipse, it's giving you a little bit of an adjustment, but it's like put a pin in it because we'll come back to that. We'll come back to it. But yesterday, Monday, was also the Kazemi. So there were probably big conversations. There are probably a lot of talking, or probably a lot of getting things off of your chest, and probably a lot of, this is what I really think. This is what I really feel. This is what I really, so that's the thing where it's like, maybe there were these, and in Sagittarius, so it could have been very, about what you believe, what you want, what you think about certain things, your perspective. So you're coming off of that energy into today, into Tuesday. And so likely feeling that you finally believe in your own strength to do what you feel is best for you. And I would just say, don't put that into other people. Don't put that into a situation and don't put that into an expectation. So, this is a week of unfinished karma. I would say finish the karma or resolve as much karma as possible with yourself first and then with other people, but don't hang your hat on that. Especially if this is new. Like especially if Monday was the first day you talked about some big thing. Oh, no. No, 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 no. But Tuesday, there's more trust in life because there's more trust in yourself. That's the important part of this, is that you're trusting yourself to be honest. Even if the other side responds very well, it doesn't mean that that's going to be a big thing. It doesn't mean that that's going to be the thing you can count on. It doesn't mean that, it just means that you overcame something to be able to be honest in a conversation or really advocate for yourself or to really, I hope that makes sense. I think it does though. Okay. Wednesday, Neptune stations direct at 20 degrees of Pisces. I want you to use this energy to apply to facing your fears because, Neptune again is the rose colored glasses. It is projection. When Neptune was discovered is when the camera was invented. So, but it's also like I said, it's deception, it's fears, it's illusions, it's disillusions, it's addictions, it's alcoholism. It's, if you just take the core energy and it's drugs and alcohol abuse, it's like all of the different things. Yes, you can be creative, but you can be spiritual, but you can also be like believing your own stories. You believe what you want to believe. And if someone sees that and you're going to exploit that, okay? So facing your personal fears, whatever you're stressed about, they're haunting you from a past that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it does because time all exists at the same time, but you know what I'm saying. Use this energy to believe in yourself and in your future and in the life that you're building. So, whatever you're afraid of, just like kind of recognize that you're feeling a feeling of fear, but that's not like who you are and doesn't make it real. Okay, if the fear comes up. Also, keep those discerning eyes and ears open for negativity, fear, criticisms that are petty and small and insignificant. So that's kind of like that nitpicking kind of energy too. It's on that Virgo, Neptune, Virgo, Pisces kind of energy. They can both be that way. So, you want to take healthy criticisms that really mean something. But if it's small and petty and insignificant and it's no good. They're red flags. And if you're doing that to yourself, a major red flag. This energy alienates you from you. Okay. So Neptune station direct on Wednesday. I wouldn't be surprised if people are if they rediscover their beliefs, like if they can feel like they have a lot of faith in something, or if you're feeling like, oh yeah, I believe it now. And this Neptune went retrograde, I think like the end of June. So, it's like, it's more like the energy of May going into June, May, June, that's kind of like coming back. Like, I believe in this, I believe it. But just be careful of the projections because Neptune is also projection. Okay. It's just hard. It just makes it harder with that energy. That's why I'm like, oh, like we can try as much as possible and still miss things. That's just the frustrating part. Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. Did I do this? Oh, okay. So it's still Wednesday. I'm sorry. I wrote it twice. Okay. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. So this is kind of like Tuesday going into Wednesday because I forgot a part. Sorry. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, the moon is in Libra. I keep forgetting to say that. Sorry. So Tuesday going into Wednesday, the moon's in Libra. That's right. Okay. So we're likely going back and forth on something, trying to decide what we've been weighing back and forth between the past and the future. Because this whole week's about kind of like going over the past as we're clearing out the past, getting ready for the newness. Weighing back and forth the past and the future, or how we feel about relationships with family members, partners, and lovers. I recommend making one decision and sitting in that energy. Like, okay, I decide this one way. And how does that feel? It might feel off or wrong somehow, or that it's incomplete somehow, or it might feel just right. However it feels, but just like really in your mind and in your heart, commit to that one decision and just sit with that after energy. Like, how does it feel now that I've made this decision? Okay. Then take it off like a winter coat and decide the other way, the other decision. How does that feel? If I thought that way, or if I chose this thing, or if I wanted to live here, whatever it is for you, how does that decision feel? Because this isn't analytic. It's not counting column A and column B. This is feeling the decisions in your body and sitting with it in your heart. So connect to that. Connect to how all of that feels. When feelings come up trying on these different decisions, you'll be learning yourself better and better and be able to identify what your fears are and understand that they're irrational. Or you'll see what you will choose out of ego instead of giving your heart what it really wants. You'll be able to see, no, I really want this because it makes my ego feel good or because it makes me whatever. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to write that here. Okay. So that's like actually Monday and Tuesday, kind of going into Wednesday. Got all messed up. Sorry. Okay. Let's do, wait for Thursday. Thursday. Okay. So on Thursday, this is December 2nd now, moon mostly in Scorpio. So Wednesday, Thursday, the moon's going to be in Scorpio. This is when you're closer to putting it all together because you're gearing up for Saturday. You're looking at the beginning up till now. You're realizing how you want to feel. So if you want to be mad, you'll find something to be mad about. If you want peace, you'll look for and you'll create the peace for yourself, okay? And what changes will bring you the true authenticity of your evolving new beliefs and are now today holding space for these changes. So for Thursday, I would recommend don't talk to negative people or overthink, or you'll destabilize yourself and you'll stress yourself out all over again. Like it's be very black and white. It may be really hard, especially if you're with or around the same people from 2003 or 2012. They may just be those ghosts from the past that are symbolic of what you're trying to outgrow. Those of you that have outgrown family, lovers, and friends know how painful it is to choose your happiness and growth over keeping them comfortable with a version of you that doesn't even exist anymore. Who you are surviving trauma isn't the same person that will thrive after coming through it. It's almost like you have to be different people. And so it's just like realizing where that is within yourself and then just being really honest. And the moon in Scorpio will help you feel that way. Moon in Libra, you're more like moon in Libra, Monday, Tuesday, you're weighing things back and forth and you're way more amenable and giving and willing to compromise and willing to kind of put yourself sort of like you're willing to give other people and the other thing a chance more. And Wednesday, Thursday, you're like, is this really what's good for me? Like, is this really right? Does this really resonate? That's why I'm saying try on all those different options and see how you feel. And ask yourself, like, why do you feel this way? Is it your ego speaking? Is it because you want validation or whatever it is? Or is it what your heart really wants? Why do you really want? So it's like, okay. Friday. Oh, I did that nice. Okay. Friday. On Friday. Okay, so the moon will enter Sagittarius. And so for over 2 weeks now, Venus has been in shadow, which means that they will cover this ground 3 times total. They'll go forward now, they'll go back over it, and then they'll go over and go forward again. They're going to go over it again. So this is the unfinished karma in relationships, specifically in power dynamics. So think back to 2001 to 2003 and 2012. Where do the disempowering relationships show up for you? The disempowering ideologies and belief systems. Who was in your life at the time bringing you into power plays? Or who were you getting into power plays with if you were instigating it in those times? You were maybe not starting fights, but maybe you were, but maybe you were just, I don't know, like challenging something or getting into a power struggle. Okay. How were you disrespected? How were you taken for granted? Or who and what did you disrespect or take for granted? How did you give your power away and to whom? From now until March, we're doing an internal audit and we're doing an audit and an overhaul in all of our relationships and putting an end to disempowering relational situations. And I told you we were in this energy kind of like in the beginning of this year, 2021, January-ish, into December going into January. I'm like, we're gonna come back to this at the end of the year. And I did the calendar for 2022. We're gonna be here again the end of next year in 2022, except it'll be Mercury retrograding in Capricorn as well. So it's gonna be a lot. Okay. Ask yourself, why do you choose the people in your life and why are they choosing you? Try to differentiate. What does your ego want? What does your heart want? No one wants to be controlled, manipulated, threatened, ignored, or made to suffer. Ego, power, controlling behavior, and emotional hijacking and reactions are all going to blow up over and over and over. Think about the ongoing Mercury Pluto square this year. It was like the end of August, September. That's just ugly energy. And that's just always going to blow up. It's always going to backfire. It's always going to blow up in your face, in everyone's face, in all of our faces. It's just karmic energy stuff. Okay. We are auditing and rearranging new power negotiations. I would say only trust consistently positive behavior and sentiments. Nothing, I wouldn't trust anything recent. Like if there's been a change in behavior in people in your life recently, I just wouldn't trust it. I would look back over the last couple years, it would have had to have been something that they wanted already to trust it. Who wants peace in their heart of hearts? Because otherwise it could be a power play. It could be I'm going to put in the illusion of changing. I'm going to put the illusion of wanting the same thing that you want. I'm going to put in the illusion, and then it's just that's not going to hold up because it's not real. That's what you trust. If it's been if it's part of someone's character already, if they've been working on it for a long time, or you know what I'm saying. That's what I would trust. I wouldn't, not someone like all of a sudden spinning yarn about peace or whatever it is that you might be working through. Um, that's my advice. So beliefs are about to further divide people the way it's been since spring of 2020. There's like another big thing that's going to happen, or a couple big things that are going to happen that people are going to watch on the world stage, and they're going to have their own opinions on it, and their own belief systems, their own ideologies, their own truths, and they're going to fight with each other about it. That's just, but it's going to be a big one. It's going to be like GameStop, the Suez Canal. It's going to be like, what are the other things that were happening? GameStop. Oh, the Texas snowstorm power grid thing. It's going to be like that. And people are all going to have their own ideas and opinions about it. It's going to further divide people. Also, Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh my God, you guys. Holy moly, Masacholi. Okay. She's going to totally get the full brunt of everything because I think she has Venus retrograde in her chart. So if you choose to want peace and it's real, it's not a manipulative mechanism. You'll further align with peaceful people and harmonious situations. Anyone who wants to be mad will always find something to be mad about, to use, to leverage their own way. That's like emotional hijacking. That I know. Okay, so it's just what it is. I feel like I really outed some people with that. For relationships of all kinds, you have to audit and overhaul the power dynamics to keep the family together, to make a new family somewhere else. Or if you're solo, learn from your past to change your entire perspective so you understand your patterns to change them. It's Friday. And then Saturday, that brings us to the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. a new reality, a new timeline. We're opening up to a change of power. Think back to December 2020. That was like the first big one. Okay. We have a different perspective on how we will use our freedom and how boiling down our personal truth guides both of these developments. So, what's the new story you're writing for yourself? Your life is only limited by your own creativity, your own beliefs about what's possible, and how happy you could possibly be. I love you guys. Now we're gonna go into the tarot. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week astrologically, using the astrology to do what you need to do. And honestly, I would say it's a pretty easy week with the astrology. You don't have to really do anything. You just have to think and feel about the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to, I mean, you might feel like you want to do something. I would actually just wait before making any big changes, you know? And I feel like conversations are just going to be a little bit difficult. Only with like the understanding, like you might walk away understanding something, they might walk away understanding the same thing differently. And it just might be that you're both, it's like both looking at the same thing from totally different perspectives and agreeing on like, yeah, okay, we both see it the same way, but you cannot possibly. So that'll come to light though. And I would say everything's going to be on its feet in December. Like, if someone really does want peace, they're going to be tested to create peace in a situation that they maybe before would really overreact to. So it's like the situations really put everyone's beliefs and ideologies to the test. You know, just because someone goes to church every day of their life doesn't mean that when something happens in their personal life, they're going to be just accepting and warm and love and open and forgiving. And it's just kind of like that. Ooh, first energy out, the Six of Wands. That's very nice. Ooh. Okay, we have the Two of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So someone is feeling absolutely lovely. Absolutely. Ooh. Is this something it was? Okay, so it's the Sun, the happy baby card. A happy little baby. A happy baby. And we'll get one more energy for this week. And the Ace of Cups and the Six of Pentacles bottom. This is, honestly, this is absolutely divine. Oh, no. Hold on. I just need a little coffee spot here. Honestly, beautiful. Beautiful energy. There's something that's like, there is something kind of public about this with the Sun and the Six of Wands. This looks like a week that, you know, this could be someone's like public life or public persona or just your career. I feel like this is actually attracting someone, this Queen of Cups. This is a partner, or this is someone that is kind of seeing you very favorably or wants to partner with you, wants to be with you. This could also just be a long distance relationship. This could be, you know, that it's like they see you from, you see each other from afar. But there's a lot of love there, or a lot of positive emotion, I would say. There's a lot of reaction. So someone watching you or you watching someone else, it's like there's a lot of positive reaction. So I would say cultivate like whatever makes you so joyously happy with this happy baby energy. Like, that is what the thing is. Like, that is your vibe. And honestly, like I'm saying, like this whole week, all you have to really do is keep yourself happy and optimistic and as realistic as possible, because that's going to be really hard, especially Sunday, Monday. It's going to be so hard to be realistic because you're going to want to believe what you want to believe. So time will tell. Time will tell. Is what I'll say there. Time will tell. But, you know, no matter what, even when people hurt you and disappoint you and let you down and betray you, eventually, after you work through your sacred rage and feel everything you have to feel, the end result is always surrender those ugly feelings and forgiveness and letting it go. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, letting it go. But like for real, for real. That's what I say, like, I don't wanna be mad. I don't want to be mad. So I'm going to try so hard not to just gloss over things, not to just never deal with things. But when that anger comes up, I'm going to like understand it as soon as possible so I can let it go, so I can get rid of it, so I can move that energy through. Um, this looks like a really nice, if you have like a product launch or something, this looks really nice for that too. For those of you making shirts or something like that, the sun looks beautiful and happy. And it does look like there's this extension where someone was super greedy before, super like gnarly, like just very selfish, very, very selfish. So it looks like a really strong victory for overcoming some uglier feelings. And so if this is in any kind of partnership, this is lovely energy. And that's the thing. It's not like you have to totally like just get rid of people in your life. If you can all grow together and lead your family and lead your tribe, your community, the coworkers, the people in your employ, then it could be everyone gets lifted up. Everyone raises the bar. Everyone becomes more enlightened. Everyone becomes gets to be and enjoy that higher vibrational frequency. That's always ideal if you can all grow together. So for those of you that are in partnerships and sort of getting it together, it could absolutely still be great and still work. So you know what I'm saying? So of course there's some, it's not always gonna work, but um, soulmates can persevere. And that's what I see here. Let's just get this is just like overwhelmingly positive. So I'm not even going to like really clarify. It just looks like there's this really nice, now this might be some kind of forgiveness. Or this could be that someone was really holding back, being very selfish, and now they're being way more generous. But in any case, it's just really happy. And there might be a little baby involved, which babies are always happy, happy news. So let's take a look. What is the guidance for this week ahead, please? These are all of the channelings, big channelings from 2020. Bottom of the deck, quantum tunneling, auspicious energy. You can pass through a barrier, others cannot. So those of you that are doing readings for other people, this is like, and I got this, I picked it up, but tip of the tongue is right here. You can pass through a barrier, others cannot. Any of you that are doing energy work, you can do something that is you're way ahead of the game here, way ahead of the game. And that's what that means. Like you're doing something in a fashion that's just like quantum tunneling. It's a real thing. Transformation. The source of insecurity is your greatest strength. If this is really resonating with you, this I would book a Zoom session on, because this can take a little bit more to untangle and unravel. And if I have like your chart in front of me and I have you face to face, then it's a lot easier for me to like really sort of like forensically, surgically, energetically pinpoint it and help you work this. But otherwise, what you need to think is of all of your insecurities and just do your own hermit work of how am I going to make this like the best thing ever? How am I going to turn it into my greatest strength? Because you can. Okay. Okay, guys, I love you forever and ever, and always take really, really good care this week. I hope that everyone has a lovely week ahead. I would just say, because it's so reflective this week leading up to the new moon on Saturday, and that's really the whole weekend. Like the whole weekend, the moon is dark. So I just wouldn't, I actually wouldn't plan anything big on the weekend except like just chill and rest and maybe going with the flow, only because the first couple days on any new moon, it's just like kind of nothing yet. It's going to take a couple of days to really see where it's going and what the new theme is going to be, or what the thing is itself. So have a great week, and I'll be back next Monday for next week's psychic astrology. Until then, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings.